Hi, and welcome back to another Saturday Car Conversation. So, today, I'm not quite sure I just sang that out, but today we're going to talk about, can you handle the truth? That's deep. Can you handle the truth? If you watch the movie, I believe it was A Few Good Men. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the movie was A Few Good Men. And Jack Nicholson, as you know, is in that movie, and he's on trial. I forget why he was even on trial, to be honest with you, but he's on trial. And Lord, I almost said his name. He's being, y'all help me out here. I can't think of his name, but anyway, the guy asks him. He says, he encourages him to tell the truth, and that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where Jack Nicholson says, "You can't handle the truth." Y'all, that's powerful. That's powerful. That's not just for the movie, but that is a powerful statement right there. So I want to ask you this question: can you handle it when people are being brutally honest with you? And I need you to think about that, because not everybody can. And people, but before I go into my next statement, I asked you that question because I do believe, in all honesty, that a lot of times when people are not honest with us and they don't tell us the truth about things, it only hurts us. It makes us better people when folks can be honest about whatever it is that they need to be honest about. If you are a nasty, foul-mouthed person, you need somebody that can sit down and be honest with you and say, you know what? I'm going to keep it real with you. You are a nasty person. You really are. Your mouth, when you open your mouth, just foul nastiness comes out of it. You treat people like crap. You see what I'm saying? You've got to be, especially if this is somebody that's close to you and y'all can have that kind of conversation, you really need to do that, because you only hurt that person when you're not honest with them. Because guess what? Somebody else is going to come along and tell them the truth, and they're going to say something to you about it. You're going to say, well, yeah, they got a point. And they're going to look at you and say, well, wait a minute, you're supposed to be my friend. How come you didn't say anything? And you don't want that to happen. Now, let me say this. When it comes down to being brutally honest with people, you've got to know who you can say that to and who you can't. I would suggest, yes, it's nice to be honest with people, but sometimes it's best that we just keep our mouths shut and don't say anything, okay? Because you might fool around and get your feelings hurt, if not get your head, neck, and throat punched in. So I would be very careful about who you decide to do that to and who you decide to do that for, because you could end up getting hurt. So, so when people tell us the truth, they do it because, number one, so that we can become aware. People tell you the truth because they want you to become aware of what you're doing. If I am nasty towards people and nobody pulled my coattail and said, Michelle, can I sit down and talk to you for a minute? You say you love the Lord, but you are so nasty and mean to people. I can't fix what I don't know about. And I certainly can't fix what I'm not willing to acknowledge. So that's why people sit down and have those conversations with you, is because they want you to become aware. Secondly, they do it so that you can grow and get better. Again, you can't change if people don't tell you that you might need to work on a certain area. Okay. Number three, it's people are honest with us so that we can be all that God has called us to be. And I don't know about you all, but God has called us to do some great things. I know He's called me to do some great things. But if I'm not willing to change, I cannot grow. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just like a plant. A plant that requires sunlight in order to grow, it requires that sunlight for a reason. But if you have it in a room where it's dark and dank and then no sunlight gets into that room, that plant's going to stay this same height from the time you bought it until maybe months later. If it doesn't already die, it's going to stay this height. But if you give it the sunlight that it needs, it's going to grow. Keep my hands where y'all can see it. This tall. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's essentially what that is. People being honest with us, it allows us to grow and become all that God has called us to be. I truly believe right now that there are some people who are not truly all that they could be, because either nobody's been honest with them about some things, or they just refuse to accept those things. Sometimes they go hand in hand, not always, but sometimes they do. So I don't know about you all, but I want to grow. I have a coach. I have two coaches. And if Bob or Mr. Nettis say, now, Michelle, I know you've been doing this, but if you want to get to the next level, I need you to also take on that or the other. Or you're doing these things, but if you could just cut off this one thing right here and focus on those two, I think you will do a whole lot better. So this is why I have a coach, because I want my coaches to be brutally honest with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let me give you a quick recap, because my tripod is falling down. So I know I've extended my time, and then I'm going to let you be. So again, today we talked about, can you handle the truth? And I gave you the scenario in the movie A Few Good Men, and I think that's the name of the movie, but it's the movie with Jack Nicholson in it, and he's being asked to tell the truth, and he says, you can't handle the truth. That's powerful. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go back and look at that movie. Most of us probably have already seen it, but that's a powerful statement right there, because everybody can't handle the truth. So that's why I say you've got to be careful who you decide to be brutally honest, because you can be truthful with people, but when you get to the point where you're being brutally honest with folks, you need to make sure those are people that you deal with, people that are in your truly are in your inner circle, or y'all know each other fairly well, because you can't just do that with everybody. Let me just say that, because like I said before, you may end up getting your feelings hurt, or you may get your head, neck, and throat punched in. So you got to be careful about who you say certain things to. But the reason why people are honest and truthful with us is because, like I said, they want us to become aware. You cannot fix what you're not aware of. And some people do things and they're not even aware of it. Number two, they do it so that we can grow and get better. See, once you make me aware of something, I can now grow and get better and stop doing whatever it was I was doing that was holding me back and stunting my growth and keeping me from being the best person that I can be. But thirdly, they do it so that we can be all that God has called us to be. And I'm telling you guys, if you are not all that God has called you to be, that's a problem. That is a huge problem, because that is something we all should be striving for. Okay? God, Allah, whoever you pray to, that is what you should be striving for, to become all that you can be, all that I'm going to say for me, that God has ordained me to be and expects of me. Okay? So that's all I have, you guys. I want to say thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love you guys to the moon and back, and y'all already know the drill. There's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing at all, because I'm going to love you no matter what. I'm going to love you even when I don't even like you sometimes, okay? I'm still going to love you. Just as God loves each and every one of us, I love each and every one of you. Until next time, take care.